Hello guys, in this video I'm going to give you some information about the bot. Here are a few topics which I will link in the description with timestamps. First of all, what the bot is and what the bot does. Is there any proof it works? How much can I win? Is there a risk? I will supply you with a detailed bot workflow, a small part about scamming, customizability, and how do you actually get the bot. To start off, this is an automated betting bot that works on csgodouble.com. It automatically enters a bet, calculates a bet, picks a color, and supplies you with detailed stats per roll and overall stats. It's made in JavaScript, so it works in all browsers, so you can use it without the need to download any external software. This also makes it a safe way for you to see the full code and inspect what it does, how it works, and how I'm not transferring any of your coins to myself. This bot is not intended to make you millions in a matter of minutes, but it's a safe way to slowly gain coins over a longer period of time. But do I have any proof it works? Why, yes, I do actually. I'm running a live stream on twitch.tv/thatcsgodoublebot, which I will also link in the description. You can see the stream with a minimal stream delay, so it should be about 20 to 25 seconds behind real life, but that proves that I'm not using any editing of scores or predicting any false info. I started the bot with a 20k deposit, and after about 12 hours, I landed on 800 to 900 counts profit. I did use the safest setting on the bot, which I will explain in the bot workflow how it works. But if you're feeling lucky, you can increase the risk for a bigger and better reward. One of the guys that actually uses my bot started out with 1k, and after 3 days, he finished with a total of 120k with a high risk and high reward setting. It was 3 times he got really close to losing it all, so there is definitely a risk involved. So how much risk is actually in using this bot? Well, there's always a risk, as it's still betting on a random number. The bot does not know which number will be next, so it does not have a 100% win rate. The safest way to actually use the bot is to transfer some coins to a new account and let the bot run on that one. That way it can never go over the limit of your main account. So how does the bot work in detail? The first thing you should always do is edit your own settings into the bot. There are a few safe default ones which you can see running on the live stream, which I include when you purchase the bot. There are a few methods this bot uses, but I want to tell you that it's not just a simple martingale bot. It starts by betting your chosen starting bet on a random color, which you can pick as well. If the bot loses it, then double your number and bet again, and so until you get a win. Now you may ask how you can get any profit that way. Well, after you win a roll, it returns itself to the default value you entered. So if you start, for example, a roll with 2 and win 2 rolls in a row, you will never lose the first 2 you won, because it makes up losses to a break even. Well, here's a bigger example, which I will put in text as well. In the first roll, it bet 2 coins and won. On the second roll, we won again. We now won 4 coins. We bet 2 coins again, and the third roll we lose. We've now only got 2 coins, because we lost 2 coins in the last bet. We will now bet 4 in order to win back our loss from the previous round and win. We now won 4 coins, eliminating our loss of 2 coins and adding 2 coins to our balance. We've now won 4 coins in total over 3 rolls. You can see it'll take a long time to make coins using this method. If we change our default input to 5, for example, we can gain coins faster, but we will lose more if we're on a lose streak. So, for example, on the first roll, we lost 5. On the second, it will be 10, then 20, 40, 80, 160, 326, 40, and so on. If you have a balance of 20,000 coins, you would be able to mitigate a loss until you reach 12 losses in a row, at which point it won't be able to recover. If you only use 2 as a default value, you can still recover after even losing 16 rolls in a row. When I made this video, I've made around 45,000 coins profit over different accounts running the bot at different speeds, different values, over the course of about 12 hours. One of the special features of this bot is the ability to actually bet on trains and rainbows. Let's say there's a train of 3 blacks right now. You can override the bot's default random pick and tell it to always bet the train's color after 3, 4, 5, or a custom amount of train rolls. That way, if there's a train of, for example, 14 blacks, you'll be guaranteed a profit of 14 times your amount. If the train stops, it can return to the default input or start betting on rainbows. The same thing actually goes for rainbows. You can set the bot to only bet rainbows, which means if a red is rolled, bet black, and if a black is rolled, bet red. You can also combine them to bet on rainbows until a train appears, and then continue betting on the train until it stops and return to betting on rainbows. There are a lot of people selling their own bots which actually send your coins to their account. If you see a free or cheap, or if they announce a 100% win rate bot, most of the time you will see a /say or /send in their code, often paired with a Steam ID 64. There shouldn't even be a Steam ID in any code for a betting bot. If there's any long number or command like /send or /give in the bot, you shouldn't run it. If you get my bot, I will send you a clear JavaScript code which you are free to inspect and even edit to make sure everything's in order. You should always buy this bot from me. If you see someone selling the bot for a lot cheaper in the comments or anything, you are not sure to get the updated versions, and you will never be 100% certain that the bot is actually working and that they didn't add any of their own code to it. Customizability. Well, the bot is customizable in a few ways. Of course, you can edit the start amount. You can also choose the first color it bets on, whether or not you want to use the rainbow protection built into the bot, if you want to only bet on trains, only bet on rainbows, and even how many times in a row you want to bet on rainbows. More detailed description of how and what can be seen earlier in the video under the detailed bot workflow. I actually made two versions of the bot, one with a fixed betting amount that doubles every time, and one which will bet a certain customizable percentage of your total balance. And how do you get the bot, you might ask? Well, that's my favorite question, but the only way to get this bot is by contacting me on Steam. All the details you need are below in the description of the video.